It's so interesting because one of the things that I do come across when I start talking with women about their vision is that they start to get uncomfortable when they start to discover and uncover certain things about themselves, certain things about their lives, maybe even issues that they hadn't resolved and things that they swept under the rug, their dreams and goals that they may have pretended that they no longer wanted because life wasn't really working out the way that they thought it was going to work out, and it was just easier to diminish those things. This is something that does come up, but this visual came to me and I want to share it with you as well, in case you are in the same space and in that same frame of mind, and those are the same feelings that are coming up when you try to dream again and you try to do new things. Look at this. So let's pretend that this is you. This is a container, right? This container is you. And these little orange bits are just different things that you have gone through in your life. They may be positive, they may be negative. Some of them are negative, maybe a lot of them are negative, right? So there is water inside of this container. And if you look at it from the top down, it looks like it's fine, right? It looks like it's completely fine because it's not being stirred. But the second that something happens, it could be some kind of triggering, it could be some kind of negative feeling that looks like one of these things that has already happened, then everything comes flooding back to you all over again. Have you ever felt like the tiniest thing happened and then it reminds you of the last time that something similar happened, and then you find yourself getting upset all over again? And not only are you upset about the thing that's happening now, you're upset about the thing that happened back then that you also didn't deal with. But here's the thing, this stirring, this could be life events, right? It could be your own curiosity. It could be therapy. It could be me or some other coach, right? All of these things cause you to stir. When this spoon starts to stir, guess what happens to all these things that normally would have been settled on the bottom, right? Normally, all these things would have settled on the bottom and then all this water would look clear. But when life starts stirring, all these things now rise up to the top and the water starts to look murky and life doesn't look good and life doesn't feel good. This is where God comes in, okay? If you let God in and you let God start to pour, I wish this was blue, but I don't have blue. You let God start to pour, what happens to this water is that the level rises and you start to overflow, right? Now, initially, this overflow is not gonna look good. This overflow is gonna look murky, it's gonna look messy, it's gonna be embarrassing because you are now exposing these things, and you may not even be exposing them to other people. You may just be exposing it to yourself, right? But it's things that you never let yourself deal with before, right? You never really let yourself deal. And there's something that I always say, you let yourself deal, you can let yourself heal. So this is what I shared with the ladies. God pours, and I hope you can see this. God pours, and then we stir, right? And as we keep stirring and we keep allowing God to pour into us, what ends up happening is that all these little bits, they come out. They come out and they end up outside of the vessel, right? They end up outside of the vessel, and that's where you want them. So that eventually what you end up with is mostly clear water, and you've now reduced all this gunk and all this sediment that has been underneath, that's been clogging up your life, that's been making things look ugly and feel ugly. There is a spiritual aspect to your vision, and creating a vision board, creating a plan for your life, creating a future for your job, for your health, for your finances, for your marriage, for your parenting, whatever it is, creating those things is not going to happen without paying attention to what I call the woman within. And that is the spiritual part of you, the part of you that you may have been neglecting. And that's why when you start the new diet, or you start the new gym membership, or you start the new budget, or you want to start showing up differently in your relationships, whether that's your marriage, whether that's your family relationships, whether that's with your friends, you want to start showing up differently, and you find that you can't. You find that there is so much resistance. If you do not take care of the woman within you, what happens is the old version of you is not gonna let go that easily. There is a new version of you who is calling you forward. She is calling you higher. And that's another thing that you'll hear me say often. Your future is not calling you forward. Your future is calling you higher. Because guess what? You can walk forward, and you can continue to walk forward and find yourself walking in a circle and getting nowhere and wondering why you keep hitting the same things. Even though it looks like you're making progress, even though it feels like you're moving forward, you're not leveling up. Your future is calling you higher. It's not calling you forward. So if you are walking around in circles in your life, think about it as a spiral staircase, because there are full circle moments. There are definitely full circle moments that you will get to in life. And every full circle moment is an opportunity to now approach that same thing from a higher level. Right? So instead of walking in circles on a flat surface, you're now walking in circles and going higher and higher and higher, because I do believe that there are some things in life that you are required to reapproach. Okay? There are things that you are required to approach over and over again. And every time you approach those things, you're approaching it from a higher level, a higher version of yourself. The Bible talks about going from faith to faith and from glory to glory. We were not created to stay stagnant. We were created to evolve. All right? And I don't mean evolution from caveman to Homo sapien kind of evolution. I'm talking about your spiritual evolution, your mental evolution, the evolution of yourself, even within your work, even within your marriage, even within your parenting. You must evolve as a person in order to have any kind of fulfillment in your life. And that evolution is not going to happen without stirring. Right? So that's something that I shared with the ladies recently that I want to share with you as well. And I really hope this helped. Blessings on your journey. I will talk to you very soon. If you are interested in coming on board with Her Victorious Vision, we start on December 1st. So get in the door. The rate is going up. The rate is going to change. So you have just a few days to make that decision. And if you have any questions, all my information is going to be below. I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.